mute this. There's always like a delay between this and whatever I'm filming. So, all right, we are live. Welcome to my first stream in I don't even know how long. I don't even know, when did I last stream? I'm gonna go to my channel now and take a look. It's been a long time. Let's see, live. April 2023. I know okay. I thought maybe it was like March or something. Yeah, okay, so I definitely, I broke my promise with the whole monthly thing. Did I do that twice, actually? Or no, I had a pretty good streak going. I did, oh wait, nope, I skipped November. Okay, so I'm not too mad now. Oh well, at least I got this going again. Yeah, a lot going on recently. I did get a full-time job back in mid-May, so that kind of took up obviously some more time and everything. I really didn't have a whole lot to really... I did get more models and everything in that time, or since the April live stream, of course. GP Automotive and Diecast. Hey, Nick. Hey, welcome to the stream. I did get several models in that, like, gap between... When did I actually do that April stream? Let me see. What date was that? Oh, look, Speed Champions. When was this? April 2nd. Wow, it literally has been almost 3 whole months now. Wow. Well, yeah, I know a couple of you were asking me, I think or you commented on a couple of videos asking about these, and I said, yeah, they'll continue at some point. Well, here we are at some point, so I got a few things laid out here. These are all cars that will make their way into the display case up here, and I did switch things around with these cars. I'll kind of get into that a little bit later, but this whole side has to get done, except for that row. The red lines always stay in there. That's my rule. I might like move them from shelf to shelf occasionally, but for the most part, they've been pretty much in this case since I got the case, and that was Christmas 2020. So they're the longest. I don't even know how to say this. The longest standing display cars in that case, if that makes any sense at all. But you guys probably know what I'm trying to get at there. But yeah, these are all going to make their way in the case as I'm talking, I suppose. I do have, I think, too many rows of cars for the case. There's, what do we got in there? There's 6 rows, but we are only going to use 5 because the red lines are staying. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh man, I'm going to have to eliminate 2 rows here so to make room in the case. Okay, these 2 are from that thrift store. I did upload a Hot Wheels video, I think, last week. Got this Blazer, and then I always forget the name of this fire truck casting, even though Hot Wheels has made countless variations of it, several of which I have, including this like 90s orange splash pattern version. And yeah, the Blazer, kind of a similar deal. It's like from the 90s in terms of when this release was from. The casting itself, when does that date back to? Copyright 1980. I don't know if I'm assuming it's a Blazer. It looks like a Blazer. It doesn't say on the base. Hot Wheels didn't always put the names of their cars on their bases back in the day. So especially when they were still using the metal bases. But we'll just assume it's a Blazer. Got some old Matchbox here. So we'll have the old Matchbox, the old Hot Wheels. I always do the Hot Wheels Flames cars in the case. So these are 4 that I picked out. 4 90s Matchbox cars. May or may not put these in the case this time around. If I don't put them in there tonight, they'll be going in there, I guess, in the next rotation of cars. Then I got 4 of these Maisto Plymouth, Dodge, and Chrysler concept cars. Well, actually, this is not a concept. It was originally a concept, the Prowler. This is a 2002 Chrysler Prowler, Mulholland edition. So that'll go in the case. I'm either going to do this, or I should say, these or these, and then whichever doesn't make it in there, we'll make it in there next time, I suppose. These are some more old 90s Matchbox cars, as I almost fall into the bed. These were from like a 9-pack. The rest of the 9-pack is actually in my closet now. I don't feel like digging it out, but this is actually a boat on a little trailer like that. And you can tow it with this Jeep Wrangler right here. It has kind of these ocean decos on it and stuff. It looks pretty cool. These are 4 Hot Wheels I got from Giant recently, actually. I don't know if the video's out for these yet or not. I went to Giant like several. For some context, I was doing my grandfather's food shopping at Giant weekly, and then whenever I would go there, I would see if there was any cars in that dump bin. And I'm still going to be getting him food there, just not as frequently, because the place he's at now, they give him food there. But I think that he said, yeah, he actually wants me to go there, I think, this week to get something. So we'll see if I can film any content there this week. I'm sure it's going to be like the same cars, though. But this is one of those, like, Lego. Well, they're not really Legos, but they're a similar concept to Legos. I don't know what. They're just generic Lego brick-like things. There's a few. It's from the Hot Wheels Experimenter series. This is Brick and Trails, and then this mess back here. I have the other brick car. What the heck is this called again? Bricking Speed. And yeah, you can take these off and everything, these pieces. I may try to like put legit like Legos on there. I'm sure they'll fit. I just gotta try it out sometime. But for right now, I'm gonna leave them, I guess, quote unquote stock, and then just put them in the display case. If any of you follow me on Instagram, you probably know what's in this box here. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Oh wait, I just pulled this. Is there a date stamp? I was trying to figure out when these 4 cars in here were made. There was a 2000 copyright date somewhere on the box, so I assumed that's when these were actually made. A lot of times for Maisto models, and I said this before, if you don't know when it was made, if you look at the box, like 99% of the time, the copyright date on the box corresponds to when the model inside was made in most cases. And then for newer models made by Maisto or Brago, in that sense, Brago and Maisto, they're under the same like company, like the MH Young group. There's actually ways you can tell on the bases of these models when they were made. So this is a Scion made by Brago. You see those numbers down there? It's hard to see. There we go. So the way you read that is the center 2 numbers. You see 22, that's the year that it was made. And then the 2 numbers after that are the week in the year it was made. I think that's an 8. So this was made in the 8th week of 2022, manufactured in the 8th week of 2022. Maisto and Braga began doing this, I think it was around 2009, I want to say. Before that, on their boxes, there would be like a little stamp on like the lid. It would say like 03, 02 or something like that. And that usually would be around the time when the model was made. And again, if you saw a copyright date on those boxes, that's probably when the model itself was made too. And another way you can tell, especially for those older models, in like the boxes that look kind of like this, where it's like the black with like the gold letters and stuff, some of them used to come with like little mini catalogs. And sometimes those little mini catalogs would say like the year on them. And then from that, you could definitely tell. Like if you got like a 1994 catalog with a specific model, that's probably when the model in the box was made. And of course, most boxes have the copyright dates on them too. But yeah. Okay, so this in here is 4 minivans, of all things. I saw this thing on eBay and I'm like, I have to get this. I mean, just, I think for obscurity's sake, really. You just don't see models like this anymore. I mean, it would really be cool, especially for like the current like minivans that are out. If someone could make like, 1/24th or like 1/24th-ish, I guess, scale models of them. I know for the Chrysler Pacifica / Voyager, that's out now. These are like the earlier versions of that. I think someone makes like a 1/32nd scale version, some Chinese company. It has like all opening doors, working headlights, pull back motors, this and that. But you have to get it shipped from like overseas or something if you want to actually get it. So that can get a little bit pricey, but it's just cool because these were. Um, oh, we got several questions. Are you gonna open the box? I guess you meant this box. Yeah, I know I was kind of like filming it and never opening it, but yeah, I just opened it. Do you have the Hot Wheels 118 model cars? I do actually, and you know what? Here's one up here, the Maserati Quattroporte, which is another recent addition. I did film the unboxing of this. I haven't filmed the review of it yet, but and here's the regular Hot Wheels version of it too. I've had this thing for years and years. At one point, I actually redid the wheels with like a silver Sharpie, but that was before I got those chrome markers. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo these again in chrome. But now that I'm looking at it, these wheels are not chrome on the 118 version. So now these kind of match well with these. So I'll probably just leave this alone for right now. I don't know. But yeah, this is a unique model. No one else did, there's some dust on it, a 118 first gen Quattroporte except for Hot Wheels. And most people don't know that Hot Wheels did make 118 scale cars. I mean, obviously, you guys knew. Um, but yeah, they made 118 scale cars for a relatively short time, around like I think 2000 through like 2015 or 16. They mostly made models of like Ferraris because they had like an exclusive agreement with Ferrari at the time. But they had occasional other models like this Maserati, for example. They also did a BMW 6 Series Coupe. Do you have the 98? Oh yeah, that Porsche 911 118. I don't have that, but I know which one you're talking about. That one I think is the Turbo or the Carrera, and it has that hard top that comes off. That's pretty cool too. There's also a very rare model kit version of that Porsche. So if you ever find that one for a good price, definitely get it just for the fact that it's just very rare. That one I think is decently detailed, and so is this. It's okay for the most part. Um, it's pretty much a blend of like Maisto, Welly, and like Motor Max, I think. All like well, mostly the better aspects in terms of Welly and Maisto, but for Motor Max, not so much. And I'll kind of get more into that when I do a video of it. But yeah. Have you ever thought about the Hot Wheels Holland class of rock truck? I haven't. I think I've heard of that, but I don't have it. That'd be something cool to get probably though. The minivans are from eBay, and funny enough, yes, these two are Dodge Caravans, but they're actually not. I'll take this off so you guys can get a better look at it. So in like the mid to late 90s when these vans were all out, this generation was made from 96 through 2000. At least in North America, you had the Plymouth Voyager, the Chrysler Town and Country, and the Dodge Caravan. And there was also a Chrysler Voyager too. Over in Europe, they got the Chrysler Voyager, but it had the Dodge Caravan grills on it, as you can see right here. There's the Chrysler symbol, but they have the Dodge grill. If these were American, Dodge Caravans, you would of course see the Dodge logo above that grill. And then on the rears, it does say Chrysler Voyager. Of course, if these were the American versions, they would say Dodge Caravan. They just didn't sell the Caravan over there. And that was pretty much a thing, I think, until they discontinued the Town and Country in favor of the Pacifica. I'll have to do more research on that to be sure, but yes. So there's two Plymouth Voyagers and two Chrysler Voyagers / Dodge Caravans in here. Do you have the Gran Turismo? Did Hot Wheels make that one, or did Oh, I think Mondo Motors / Motor Max, in terms of like a budget version, they made that. Yeah, I don't have that. In fact, I almost did though. So I went through that phase of like looking at Amazon warehouse deals for cars just to see if there was like any on there that I would like, want to get. And one time they did have a listing for the white version of that Maserati GT. Instead, they sent me a Motor Max Porsche 911 Turbo, that like really cheesy looking like metallic blue one with those weird chrome wheels. They sent me that instead of the Gran Turismo. And I wasn't really that mad because it only cost me like $16. I thought, you know what, I'm into Porsches, I'll keep it. Yeah, that was not a good model. I no longer have it. I did do an unboxing and review of it, and I kept it for like a year. But after a while, I'm like, this thing just like ticks me off at this point. So yeah, the few models I have gotten rid of in terms of 118 models have all been made by like the Motor Max brand, just because they're like not great quality. Do you have any? Yeah, police cars. I have a couple. I have the Maisto 2004 Impala that I got from Sam's Club last year, and then I have a Motor Max '01 Crown Victoria, like a blank black and white version. And I'm gonna probably make some a custom like livery for soon. I have it right now as like a campus security car from like where I went to college, um, but I do want to change that soon to like a different livery. I have a Maisto 2020 Ford Mustang. It is blue. I have that one too. If you mean the one without the stripes, if it's the like really bright blue version. Oh hey, welcome back, bro. I remember you from the last stream. Oh, blue with white stripes. All right, cool. Yeah, that's a cool. That's a really cool model. Both versions are. There's actually two different versions of that Shelby model. There's the carbon fiber track package version, which is what you have, and there's just like the regular version where the spoiler is kind of like a metallic black instead of like a matte carbon black. Um, have you planned on getting a Motormax Honda Accord coupe? I've looked into that. Yeah, if it were, it would be so cool if they did it just as like a plain Accord and not all those like custom tuner things on there. I mean, I think it looks cool, and I get there's like an audience out there for that. I'm just not really. I mean, I really like models of regular cars, and I feel like if they had kept it more regular, I mean, of course, it wouldn't have appealed to like kids, which is what the primary audience for that brand is slash was. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I did briefly like look into that, but I feel like there was something off about it too in terms of like quality. But yeah, that comes in gray and yeah, I think they're still making it gray and yellow. So, but yeah, you should make a Pit My Ride minivan with the one dot of the Dodge vans. You know what? I keep thinking of that too. Um, yeah, like first it was like on Tavarish's channel, and then Hoobie's Garage, I think, somehow got it, and Tavarish got it back. I don't even know, but yeah, I remember that show too. I don't remember seeing that one on there, but I think they figured out that that wasn't the same like van that the woman had. She had a totally different van, and I think somehow they figured out that she had like a Plymouth Voyager, or that the yeah, I think she had like a Plymouth Voyager, but it looked so similar to the Grand Caravan that they actually did do the work on that no one would have known the difference. But, you know, car people like us, we see those differences. But yeah, it's like really cool. Do you have any Hummers? I have a 118 Hummer H2 SUT by Maisto and a few other like smaller scale Hummers. I have the green version of that. I got that one back in 2020. I have a model car collection too with some scale model articulated trucks. We call them articulated trucks. Why do you call them semi trucks? You know, I don't know. And even here in the US, there's like different variations of what people call that type of vehicle. They'll say like tractor trailer or semi. There's actually a third version too. I forget. I got this book recently. It's called How to Speak American, and it tells you like how different like phrases are said in different parts of like the states. Even like basic stuff like, you know, how do you pronounce like certain things? Or like what do you call this? Stuff like that. Burgundy 2003 Mustang Auto, but sadly it's broken. I'm sorry to hear that. I forgot. Oh yeah, they did make the '03 Mustang in 118. I think the '04 version also. You have a model car of the Nissan Skyline GTR. Yeah, a bunch of Hot Wheels versions. I don't have any larger scale versions of that. I have the 143rd scale 2022 Honda RS6 RC Daytona Gray. Do you also have it? I also have Speed Metal Zone Speed Metal Zone 143rd scale Audi A7 Sportback, and the 118 scale or the 187 scale CMC BMW M6 Grand Coupe. If CMC makes 187 scale cars, that is new to me, but that seems cool. Um, A7 Sportback. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think Barago is supposed to make the No, not the A7. They're going to make the e-tron in 118 scale, apparently. It hasn't been released yet, so it probably won't make its way to wholesale clubs, at least here in the States for this year, unfortunately. Is there a 118 Nissan hardbody? Not that I know of, but man, would it be cool if there was. There needs to be more 118 like pickup trucks. Oh, speaking of which, I got this F-150 from Sam's Club from Maisto, the 79 version. Very cool. This is 1/20th scale, just so you guys know. I'm going to probably point that out in my review. Like, why did they make this at least 1/19th scale? But it's a really cool looking model. There's a bit of details that could have been added here and there, but for like 17 bucks, I'm not going to be complaining about it all that much. This tailgate does open. I don't think any pictures online like really illustrated that, but yes, this opens, doors open, and the hood opens. So that's cool. I haven't really looked at this too much. I actually just unboxed this today. I've had it for several days, but I was away for a day, so I didn't get a chance to really do anything with it. But yeah, this unboxing and review will be coming up probably later on in like July, I guess. But yeah. Okay, because articulated trucks are articulated. Yeah, that makes sense. I had a 1/64th scale Mice Players Infinity QX56 in blue, but I lost it sadly. Oh my god, I had one of those too. But I got rid of it because I had no idea how like rare they would become in like 10, 15 years. I'm trying to get that back too. Yeah, those players cars were really cool. It'd be cool to kind of see them like brought back as like an anniversary thing. It's just neat looking back on like, the mid 2000s car culture. Um, they're like that, all those different like customizations that were done and stuff. Some of those kind of looked like a pimp my ride cars in a way, with like certain custom features that they had. But yeah, very cool. Have you planned on getting any Maisto? Yeah, I have a few of the Maisto players cars. I might do a video on those. Well, I don't have really that many. It's not worth doing a video, but I'll show them at some point in the future probably. I see at Walmart there's a 1/24th Ford F100 or some pickup I see there. I think MotorMax actually makes this truck in 1/24th scale, like a 79 Ford F-150 or F Series pickup in 1/24th scale. I don't know how good it is in terms of quality, but of course I'm going to get the Maisto version because Maisto tends to be better in terms of quality and stuff. I don't buy Maisto because I like the model cars than the 164 because it's so cheap. Yeah, I agree, and plus they're easier to store. Like look at all these on the bed here. There's like 20 or more. There's almost 30. But yeah. Yeah, like there's on 25 or something like that. Oops, I don't buy the 1/64th. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Are European articulated trucks similar to American articulated / semi trucks? Um, Here's the thing. A lot of European all right, we'll say articulated trucks. They're kind of like flat, like boxy shaped. Like there's like Scania, MAN, those other brands. Like we don't get those here. We have like Freightliner and Kenworth and stuff. Those all right, we'll call them truck cabs. I think that's kind of a more collective term for what we're talking about here. They tend to have like the hoods and everything on them. Um, Although older Peterbilts and Freightliners were kind of more of like a flat and boxy look back in the day. Um, but yeah, I think because all the different articulated / semi truck brands over in Europe, we just don't get in America really at all. I mean, most of the semi trucks you see are either like International or on Freightliner and maybe like Peterbilt and stuff like that. Whereas over there, you have those other brands that I kind of mentioned. Have you had the Jada Dub City cars? I have a few, not really too many. I didn't really get into that like type of car model even back when they were out. But yeah, there's some really rare ones now. They were sort of like Maisto players in a way, but they had a much greater, I think, variety. And of course, you got more like scales and stuff too. Um, but yeah, they definitely had, or I guess they still have cool stuff. I don't really look at Jada too much because I don't think their quality is the best, and they're kind of hard to find in general too. And they're expensive also. But back when Toys R Us was still, you know, in existence, they would often be there, especially at Target too, now that I'm thinking of it. And usually when I go to Target, I focus on the smaller scale cars like these. I don't really look at the bigger scale stuff they have there. But yeah, you guys saw up here, got the Maseratis and the Civic, which I have a real version of that I daily drive. Of course, mine's a different shade of red. This is not a Maserati Spider. This is a Ghibli. I don't think there are any models of the Spider in this scale, but I thought, all right, I'll put a second car from the Maserati brand up here just for some uniformity, I suppose. I don't have anything on the windowsill right now. I got to figure out what I'm putting there. Probably like trucks, because I do have this F-150 down here, which you guys already saw. I got to switch out these two now that I'm thinking of it. I got a few Matchboxes with their boxes down here. These are from like the Anniversary Super Fast series. And then, yeah, we got the Mondeo and the BMW 850i from the from the 1990s down there. You got 3 Maisto Power Racers up here. This Honda Pilot's actually fairly hard to find now. I'm going to switch these out at some point too. They've been here for quite some time. But these I did just put out. We got 4 supercars. The Bugatti Bolide I actually just got from Sam's Club within the last few days. Very cool looking car. Then we have the Scion, which I got last year. The Celine S7 that I got back in 2021. Yeah, 2021. And the Mercedes SLR concept, or the Vision SLR concept that I also got in 2021. I have the Roadster version of this too. It's a really, really cool car. Then I got some Kinsmarts up here. I did get this recently from CVS, this Mustang, or this Shelby, 1967, I believe it is. We have the Lamborghini Mira, BMW M8, and the Maserati Gran Turismo MC Stradale. Be cool if there was a 118 of that too. But yeah, cool stuff. Let's see what we got here. The last Maisto Players car I had was the limo Ford Excursion. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that one is actually pretty cool. It would have been cool if Maisto made like a regular non-players version of that. I have the Lincoln Navigator limo in 1/64th-ish scale. It's like green or something. It's really cool. Have you ever thought of buying a Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt off eBay? And do you have an eBay or something? I don't sell stuff on there, but I haven't really thought about finding it or buying a Super Treasure Hunt off there because I hope at some. I'm sure at some point I'll find one like in a store and everything like that. But I did find a bunch of regular treasure hunts at Giant. And even finding those, it's like, wow, it's like fun for me. You know, I know a lot of people aren't a fan of the regular tea hunts, but I happen to like them just because they're, you know, somewhat difficult to find and everything. But yeah. I had a Maisto Maserati convertible when I was a little bit. Sadly, I broke it as a kid. Oh, that's unfortunate. The thing is, though, if it's this Maserati you're talking about, the windshield is like kind of brittle, I want to say. Well, not super thin, but I'd be afraid to pick it up by it. A lot of these budget 118 brands, when they make models of roadsters, they don't make the windshield frame metal. I think that's a key thing for, like, you know, durability's sake, is to make it metal. So, you know, in case a kid does pick it up, they don't break it, you know. But there's also a silver and black version of that too, I think. And Braga made a model of that Spider, or that Maserati Spider I just showed, but theirs was a little bit different, and it came in like a couple of different colors, but it was pretty much the same exact model. Different cabs today in America and different trucks in Europe, and they used to have trucks with cabs in America back in the day. I love Kenworth, Peterbilt, Freightliner, Mack. I forgot about Mack. Western Star and Lone Star. Oh, yeah. Those are all different brands, too. I love Scania and MAN and all the truck and car brands, too. Yeah, cool. My Maisto Players Navigator was black, but it's missing a wheel. Yeah, they weren't really, I think, like well built in terms of like build quality and everything. They were pretty cool looking and whatnot. I will give them that. It'd be kind of cool to see them kind of bring back that series. I was born on the 24th of April, 1997. Cool. The color of my Maserati convertible was a silver. Okay, yeah, Meister did make that. That came with that unusual interior, I think, too. It was either brown or red, but it looked pretty cool. But I do like the yellow version. This one's the easiest to find, I think, out of the three. This one, mine I got from like Amazon or something. But yeah, I had a lot of Meister model cars as a kid. Then I was rough with them. Yeah, I think we all kind of go through that phase with like toys and everything. In terms of like bigger scale cars, I did have some as a kid. I wasn't really rough with them, and the main reason for that is, like you like to kind of race your cars across the floor as like a kid and everything. But the thing is about these bigger scale cars, especially if they have steering, is that when you roll them across the floor, they just kind of turn suddenly. They don't really go that far. And then you end up like banging against the wall or something by accident. I kind of did that a few times and I was like, no, these aren't fun to play with. They're meant for shelves. That's what, these types of cars are for. You race them across the floor and stuff like that. And pullbacks too. These are all pullbacks, by the way, up here. Forgot to mention that by Kinsmart. So cool. But yeah, it's just one of those things you kind of do and then you don't do. Have completely different trucks and cars. They don't have those cars and trucks that you have. Yeah, we have like different things and all that. Do you have a 118 Maisto Chrysler PT Cruiser? I have the Maisto Chrysler Pronto. I have the 118 Maisto Chrysler Pronto Cruiser concept. Here's a 1/64 scale version, also made by Maisto, but I don't have the regular production PT Cruiser in that scale. I have the Motormax PT Cruiser convertible concept as well, in blue, but I don't have the 118 Maisto, just regular production PT. That did come in a lot of different colors, and that is pretty easy to find, I think. So if any of you guys want that, it should be relatively simple to find on like eBay and stuff. I plan on getting the Maisto Robo Rods. I also thought of getting another Maisto Jeep Grand Cherokee since mine was broken. Yeah, that one's a hard one to find. In fact, I remember seeing one at Sam's Club like years ago, and I didn't get it, and I kind of wish I did now, just because they don't come up for sale too often. They came in, I think, beige and green. And Maisto had them out, or had them like made for a while. It wasn't like they made them for a year and then discontinued them. So I don't know why they became such hard to find, or such hard to find models. Have you heard of these toy cars called Road Rippers? Yes, I have. Yes, I have, actually. In fact, I just found out recently that Road Rippers did a Saturn, like, Ion model. The Ion was like an unusual, like, coupe and sedan that Saturn made, which is a defunct American car company, by the way. And they made a Road Rippers version of that, like a plastic. It was like a plastic toy, basically, but it's still cool that they did an Ion. There's a Hot Wheels Ion, but that's the only other like model that you can get of that specific car. But the Road Rippers version is weird, but at the same time, it's like, wow, they actually made it. That's really cool. So if I ever find it for cheap, maybe I'll get it. Let me look up something. There's other Road Rippers I feel like I might have had. Mustang. Yeah, no, it's a different thing I'm thinking of. I'm trying to think. At one point, I had these two kind of RC cars. It was like a Mustang on like these kind of monster truck wheels, and a blue PT Cruiser convertible also on monster truck wheels. And they were attached to like a wire with like a remote, and you had to kind of like follow the car around. You couldn't like just stay in one spot because the remote was attached by a physical wire to the car. They were not Road Rippers. They were something else, but I can't think of what they were. And they're long gone now. I should have kept them, um, but yeah, it's like. Do you remember Hot Wheels car series Modifighters? It sounds familiar, but I don't have any of them. I have the Mack truck from Cars with the trailer that opens down the middle with the two sides that fold down flat. I got it from Smith's Toy Superstores. Have you heard of Smith or Smiths? No, I haven't heard of that, but it does sound cool. Oh, cool. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out what those cars were that I was thinking of. PT Cruiser convertible blue RC car. No, it's just all like the real PT Cruisers that come up on pictures here. It was definitely like a remote control car. Here's my model right there, the Motor Max model. But no, this is a plastic RC car that was attached to a wire. And I literally had a yellow Mustang too, from like the same brand. Blue. We'll try remote control if something comes up for that. Remote control. Yeah, it's not coming up. Oh, look. 1/6 scale by New Bright. Here, this isn't the car. This isn't the RC car that I was talking about. But wow, that is cool. Yeah, that New Bright brand makes such like obscure, gigantic RC cars. Um, it's just like interesting some of the things that they make. Do you have any Pontiacs for me? The GTO made by Auto World. I have a Pontiac GTO 118 by Maisto in terms of 118 scale cars, yeah. And I have a few Pontiacs in like smaller scales too. In terms of modern Pontiacs, there's that Solstice that Yatming made. That's like hard to find too. It's like expensive also. It doesn't come up for sale that often. Yesterday I went to Kroger/Giant. Oh yeah, Giant or Kroger's pretty much like the Giant for certain regions of the U.S. And they had 6 Hot Wheels bins and 2 racks, the most I've seen in one place. I could spend all day there. Oh, that would be a dream. That's really cool. But I'm good if there's like 3 at a time at a given store. I mean, you could spend all day even with just like 3 of those dump bins, just fishing through them and everything. Although the nice thing is that, you know, you're guaranteed, like if you get like a few at a time, like I do, and if you go back for more like on a later day, you know, you're guaranteed like more cool finds. You know, like you can't. A lot of us don't like. I don't have time to like be staying there for a long time to like dig through the whole entire thing. Um, I would love to try too, but it's like no, I don't have the patience for that. Plus, it gives me stuff to look forward to for the next, you know, for the next food shopping trip. You know, just stuff like that. Have you ever heard? Yeah, I have seen that. Have you ever had Mac from the Cars movie? In terms of models of him, no. I think my brother might have had one at some point where you could like store like the little. Have you ever had any Cars characters like I do? I had a few. There's like the little diecast like Hot Wheels size versions. Yeah, I have had those. Um, just a handful though. No, probably I don't have. I don't have that. I have some of the Cars characters. Yeah, that's cool. I guess they're still releasing them. Back you used to find them at like the Disney store and stuff like that. It's like cool. Oh, you know what? Now that I'm just thinking of, there were 2 Maserati Quattroportes that appeared on the first Cars movie. When that Michael Schumacher Ferrari character came into Luigi and Guido's garage, he had 2 of his like friends with him. It was a green Quattroporte and a white a Quattroporte. I have the green one somewhere. I have to get it and put it up here with my big one here. I'm getting off topic. Well, not really off topic. I gotta find the name of the white Quattroporte because now I do want to get that. I think I still have the I still have Michael Schumacher Ferrari and the green Quattroporte somewhere. I have to dig them out at some point. But yeah, cool stuff. Let's see, Cars, Maserati. Cars movie. See if anything comes up for that. Wait, who's this guy? Carlo. Yeah, here it is here. Those two guys, the white one and the green one. Michael Schumacher Ferrari came in the garage. I have to get a model. Who's that? Who's this guy? Carlo Maserati. Oh, he was in Cars too. I don't remember this character. Of course, there's a wiki site for Cars. There of course would be. I thought of having a model of the Koenigsegg Agera R. Does Auto Art make that? I think they do. I know Hot Wheels does the Agera. What is your favorite Maisto 118 model ever made? I really don't know, but at some point I do want to make a top 10 best Maisto models made video. In terms of like quality, rarity, like all different factors like that. I feel like when you're trying to think of like what the best model is from a certain brand, you have to kind of take all those things into consideration. There's also like value for money. Like, is this car just like so detailed that the price you're getting it is like, why is it so cheap? You know, just different factors like that. It does make it kind of difficult to sort of pinpoint like which, like which of those or like which of those models is the best. Okay, I'm missing Antonio Excelente. Or Antonio Veloce Excelente from Cars. This guy, I'll have to get that. At some point. That's a bit of a steep price, but yeah, cool. Okay, but yeah, it is a hard question. I'll eventually have an answer, I guess, but for right now, it's always like, oh, I can name 10 maybe. What do you think of the Lamborghini Centenario? I like it. It's pretty cool. I have I have a Hot Wheels version of the Centenario Roadster. Actually, two versions: the silver and the green one. And my brother has a model of the Maisto Centenario in gray. I think that's a pretty cool model. I ended up getting the Scion pretty much in place of the Centenario. I figured like last year, okay, if I find the Scion, I'll get the Scion. If I find the Centenario, I get the Centenario. And I happened to find the Scion, and I was glad I did because this is probably one of the best models I've gotten from Sam's Club in terms of quality and everything. Because models by Barago tend to be a little bit more expensive compared to Maisto models, despite the fact that they're part of the same, brand umbrella. So I used to destroy some model cars I had as a kid when I was a teenager, and when I became a young adult, but not anymore because I take care of my model cars and trucks, and I keep them on. Yeah, that's the right thing to do, I think. But kids are gonna do that. It's not really like a big deal or anything, and you can always like replace some of the cars you had during childhood. I wish I have I wish I have a diecast of the Sesto Elemento. Hot Wheels has one, I know, and I have a couple of that, but in terms of bigger scale, I'm not too sure about that as well. Yeah, true. Yeah. But yeah, this video will be fun when I do one of the vans here. We'll take one out at least. They're kind of hard to get in and out, so we will do... I'll just take out the white Voyager here. But yeah, they all have steering, which is pretty typical for 90s Maisto 1/24 to 1/27 scale vehicles. You have the sliding doors, which are actually kind of a thinnish plastic. So if you ever find these, be really careful with them, just for that reason. And then, of course, they have the opening lift gates too. But yeah, I just think it's so cool that models of these I mean, these were everywhere on the roads in like the 90s into the 2000s. It's just like really cool. I have the asphalt audio cars made by the company Zizzle. Oh, cool. I've heard of those, but I don't have any of them. I mean, I keep my cars and trucks in good condition. Yeah, yeah, I knew that you meant that. Will you do a Sam's Club video? Yes, I will. The Quattroporte stuff will come first, and then I'll either do the Sam's Club video or the Voyager video, I guess we'll call it. But yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, when I was at Sam's, I think it was last on Thursday. So that was only 3 days ago now. Wow, time really flies. But yeah, I did do a little bit of a video in there, and I showed off what I got afterwards. So that'll be up soon. They always get good views too. I'm kind of surprised at that. So I had a yellow Maisto Jeep Wrangler. I have the 2014 or 15 Wrangler in 1/18 scale, if that's what you're talking about. It was funny. Apparently, like Maisto painted those Wranglers in like 2015 paint colors, but they called them 2014 Wranglers. That's what they've done that in the past too with other models from their line. Like they'll paint them in actual factory colors from the model year that the model is based off of. But then, when more colors are released on the real car, then Maisto will put, other colors on that. Oh, you have the '06. Oh, okay. Yeah, there was a yellow version of that. That's actually the '03 to '04 Wrangler. I think the year depends on the color. So I have two of the '03s. I have the Wrangler Rubicon, which is like the open top version with like the bigger wheels, and there's the Sahara, which is like the hard top with the, I think, smaller wheels, a different interior and stuff like that. I have that one in black, and then I have the '03 Rubicon in blue. So yeah, they had a ton of versions of those. Oh yeah, you mean 2005? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, die-cast metal is very strong. Why do I have this here? Oh yeah, that was just back there. Yeah, I'll start switching some of these out. I said I would do that, so let's do that before I kind of end things off, I suppose. Get this out of the way. This is actually really a heavy model too, this SLR. All right, let's open this up. I have McDonald's Happy Meal Hummer toys. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I never got any of those. They were like pullbacks too, I think. Yeah, they were cool. We'll start with the Flames cars. We'll take these out, and then we'll switch them out with the 4 that I have back there. And then we got these. We got the Mercury and the Nova wagon, I should say. There's actually a Super Treasure Hunt version of this Cougar. I never found it, but the regular version looks just as cool. A lot of times for those Super Treasure Hunt cars that Hot Wheels does, the regular version looks just as sweet. So, have a Maisto 118 Red 2015 Mustang. I have that one too, and I got it from Sam's Club. I love being Irish because I'm proud to be Irish. You proud to be American? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. What was I saying? Yeah, the 15 Mustang. I got that one from Sam's Club. Back in 2015 too, actually. Yeah, that was a case where it was released in like I think late 14 in terms of the model, and then I never saw it at Sam's Club, but then it turned up, I should say, the following year, which in that case was 2015. So that's how it usually goes for models from Sam's. Like there'll be one that I know is out, but it's like, oh man, like I can't find it or something. But eventually I end up finding it, whether it's like a year later or 3 years later in some cases. And yeah, I could, I guess, cave and get the specific model from like online somewhere, but in the end, I end up saving at least like $20 just by waiting for like a year or two to get a certain model that I want that I know is going to be at Sam's at some point. That's how you keep a budget and everything for 118 cars. What else was I doing? Yeah, okay, so the red lines are staying, as you guys already know. We'll do the fantasy row next. I do like Hot Wheels fantasy cars. I kind of ignored them for quite some time, but I've come to kind of appreciate some of the more unique looks that they have, and like the colors and they're just the cars in general too. Do you think? No, I'm not. You think Meister will put the Audi e-tron in the Costco mix for 2023? They might, but I haven't seen any pictures of the finished model yet. So it might not turn up until like next year in terms of, or it might not turn up in this year's batches, I should say. Although Costco hasn't had their models out yet. They probably have at least another month to go before they do that. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, that'd be cool if it does turn up there. I hope it's not like 1/19 scale or something like stupid like that. Like Braga will do that occasionally. They'll make it like underscaled. If it was a pickup truck, I can totally see that, but it's going to be a sedan, so I hope they don't underscale it for like no apparent reason, but we'll have to see when it comes out. I think it'll be a good model. If the Bolide and the Sian are anything to like compare it to, then yeah, it should be a good model. Braga really, I think, has improved in recent years in terms of models that they've made. So that's reassuring and cool to see, for sure. There's that truck in there. Fast Feline, I think that one's called. The one I just had in my hand there. We'll take this bottom row out. I'm not sure what I'm putting in there yet. We will see. All right, I'll wrap things up once I have this side complete, I should say. Okay, what should we do? Oh, we're not. These were already taken out, so we're... Do you think they'll make... Maybe. I don't know. In fact, I'm not even sure what they're going to be releasing for 2024 now. I guess they would... At this point, they should have like at least some previews of what they're going to be doing for now. I'll have to look at some point and see what they got in store, I suppose. Put these aside for now. We'll do... We'll put these in here. The convertible, or the Mercedes, the Mustang. And then this. Or this boat model, I should say. I wonder if I should attach this to the trailer in here. I'm going to leave it alone for right now. All right, 2 more rows. We got the old Matchbox and the old Hot Wheels. Then we're good. Then we're done. Here's a red Prowler, metallic red, I should say. It's actually pretty cool. Did I not do... Oh, yeah, I did do that row already. All right, these will be maybes for the case. If not, I'll just put them away. These are going to be going in there the next time, probably. Probably. Let's get this out. And this out. This is a garbage truck. And this Peterbilt dump truck. Peterbilt. We got the tow truck. The ambulance. And then we have the 2 French cars, the Renault and the Citroën. Citron, however people say it. I don't even know. The Le Car. Dodge Aries, Corvette. Those are coming out, and then these other Hot Wheels are coming in. Then you have the 93, 94, or yeah, it should be a 94 Camaro. They didn't make the convertible in I'm 93. And the Oldsmobile Aurora GTS 1, which is a weird-looking race. Well, not a weird-looking race car. It's just unusual, I guess we'll call it. Yeah, we'll do this another time. I think we're going to do these and the Blazer. Or these, the Mustang and the Blazer, I should say. The Stutz Blackhawk, Cadillac Seville, which goes right there. We got the Mustang. And then the red Blazer with the white bed cap, I guess we'll call it. I don't know. Because these weren't pickup trucks, they were SUVs. Would an SUV have a bed cap? I wouldn't think so. All right, we're done with that. Close that up. Try to not like knock the whole thing over in the process. Put the Celine back. And the SLR back. Like that. There we go. He goes there, and then this thing, whatever the hell this is, goes there. Cool, now I got a mess to clean up for later. Oh well, it was fun. Always making messes here. But yeah, so yeah, that's everything pretty much for the most part. You guys kind of saw these. I'll be doing kind of a more in-depth video on those in the coming weeks. And then we will do a video, or videos I should say, of the Quattroporte, the unboxing and the review of that. And then of course I'll have one on the F-150 and the Bolide. I actually got 2 more cars from Sam's Club that'll be given to me for my birthday in the coming weeks, so eventually I'll have videos out on those too. And then of course the usual Hot Wheels videos and things like that, but yeah. 118 videos will definitely be put on pause for quite some time once I get the Ferraris up and reviewed, which won't be till like August most likely. Well, July at some point in July, but yeah. I'll have more information on that when I get closer to that. But yeah, this was fun. Thank you guys all for commenting and everything too. Thanks for the great content for 4 years now. Yeah, I know, right? Wow, it's been over 4 years actually. Yeah. See you in the next live stream, GP Automotive and Diecast. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I'll clean up this mess of cars later, but I haven't done that for a while. I think in the last stream I already had this finished. I didn't really show it that much, but now you guys got to kind of see at least part of the process of switching out the cars in here, which I have shown it in the past, but it's been a while, so I was glad I got to do that. But yeah, thank you guys for joining and you know, commenting and everything too, and starting these different, I guess, talks that we had and stuff. So yeah, really appreciate it. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys.